Hi, Ray Hayden here, and this video is going to be in regard, of course, to Season 4, Week 4 of 6 for Ghost Recon Wildlands and the solo challenges. The main thing I want to talk about is these first two, because for the first one, I used Sergeant Nick Fury's observation of which targets probably the easiest ones to identify, to be able to use without alerting other people. I want to show you in Kawani Bravo, from Kawani Bravo, the makeshift runway is an area that has two heavies in it, one of which you can probably get pretty quickly and not alert anybody else. The other one is absolutely positively going to alert other people, and you're going to have to redo the mission. So I'm going to do that one first, and let's see what happens with that. Let me make sure that we're in Tier 1. And what it is I have to turn off my... I have to turn off the, what is it, HUD. So we just turned the HUD off. I think it's got an off setting, right? Oh, no HUD. It says no HUD, and let's make sure everything is turned off. All right. Now, I'm not going to get any credit, of course, for any of this because, well, we already have completed. Everything's already completed. The task force completed theirs. The community's already completed that one. And I think this was a kind of a twofer. This was a good one here. You just throw a flashbang and then shoot the guy and you're done. And you can do it in any province. Why not do it right here at Kawani? And I'll show you where you can do that real quick. So there'll be a bonus one real quick. I'll show you how the community challenge could be done very quickly. Everybody can get 2 people right away. How fast is it 10,000 going to happen? Probably just as fast as it did. Let's go for the 15 targets though. You have to hit heavies. Or veterans, that's the captains, without arousing suspicion. So let's go ahead and show you 2 possible ways to do that. And the first one is going to be basically where I've been working to get pretty much all of my stuff done. Let me make sure I got my suppressor on here. All right, you got a suppressor on there? All right, just to make sure. The rifle, by the way, looks absolutely ridiculously long. We're not going to be able to see the distance to the makeshift runway or anything out there, how far away it is. I mean, actually I got it highlighted. Also, there's a mission out here, which is a nice thing too. We have to complete the first mission first before we can take advantage of a convoy for the second one. I'll talk about that in a minute, but let's go out to the makeshift runway here. And by the way, the second mission I completely got done by absolute accident. Now what I need here is there's a guy standing behind a tent over there on the right. That guy standing on the right is a heavy, okay? So, and I got my silencer on. I'm gonna put it right about his shoulder level and take my shot. Okay, so I got him. So one of those guys would have come out and said, hey, you did good, you got one of the guys. There is another heavy out there. We're not going to be able to, of course, see him. He's not going to highlight for us or anything else. But there is another heavy out here. We might be able to identify him by what he's wearing. And that looks like him right there, maybe. Nope, there he is. So that guy right there is, highlighted by the circle. That is a heavy. So, without alerting anybody, right, we need to get on the motorcycle and get out of town. And let's go back to Kawani Bravo. Now, a vehicle is a really great way to... get this mission done. A vehicle, a motorcycle, a truck, whatever you want to ride to do your mission, by all means do it. Have fun and enjoy. I personally like to use the helicopter, only because it gets me around places faster in this particular mission. So we're going to grab some ammunition, even though I can't tell if I got any or not. And let's, you know what I don't want to do is let this guy be too close. And there's another helicopter there too. So we can't have anybody alerting on us. And the only way to do that is just get away from them fast. All right? If they alert on you, then you're going to fail that mission. So you don't want to be, kind of caught out there in the, Kawani Desert. And you want to make sure you're away from these guys. Now there's 3 roads over here to the left. Actually, there's a 4th one, I think, way out there too. But the 3 roads, and you see the first one first with the salt hills in the distance there, and a whole bunch of vehicles just showed up. Some of these will be bad guys, so you need to be alert and aware of that. Also, you have to be alert and aware of that helicopter. That helicopter is going to go straight. So we're just going to slow down and hang out back here. All right. We don't want that guy alerting on us. Now I'm going to go to the map for a second on this one. There are, there's 3 roads that don't show up here. The first road does show up, but there's 2 other roads, dirt roads that don't show up. These 2 things right here are container buildings. They're a container like the back end of an 18-wheel truck or whatever like that. That's those containers you see on container ships. These are converted into offices. So these have like windows in them and stuff like that. So do these over here. And I believe this building right here is actually or maybe these ones too, here and here. Maybe these are like container barracks or something like that. There's a guy walking around over here somewhere. But there's also a conveyor belt over here. But anyways, these two container buildings point towards this container building, and let's go back and see what that looks like. Fly sideways a little bit, and there's a third road. Boy, if I can control this helicopter, I'll be cooking with gas. All right, so they're yellow and gray. We don't want to get too close, right? And they're right in front of me there, the 2 container buildings. There, and there's like kind of that blue border there. So there's the container buildings. You see they got windows in them and stuff. There's no enemies over here that are going to spot us. That's a civilian sitting there leaning against the building. And then there's that other container building right there to the lower right, just went off the screen. And all we have to do is just land anywhere over here. If you land in this like corner right here where this conveyor belt is and these container buildings, then you're fine, or this container building. Now all you have to do is go over to the other side or even underneath the conveyor belt and look over in this direction. You should be able to see that target. So there he is. There's one heavy right there. Just kind of aim at his head, take your shot, and he's done. Nobody's going to see you over there. Nobody's going to catch you. Nobody's going to give you any hard time. Now for these other 2 gentlemen over in the back corner, like Sergeant Nick Fury was getting them all the time and having a heart attack with that helicopter like I was. That helicopter nailed me once, by the way, and was close to highlighting on me a couple of times. I hit the wrong key. Back in the helicopter guy. Anyway, so so the helicopter is a kind of a nightmare, and let me show you on the map what happens with this helicopter. This helicopter actually comes in from this area over here. Sometimes they'll just show up. They'll just spawn over in this area. And anyways, but if they come from this area here, what they'll do is they'll come over and they fly around the Kewanee Air Base. They may fly around it once or twice, and then they'll sometimes or often they'll just take off and go over here. They make some crazy turn and end up over here. So they come in basically from here. They fly around the backside of Kewanee Air Base. They may loop around, or they may come right over the lithium mine on a patrol. All right, so you get that done, and let's go over here. We don't want anybody to highlight on us, and this is that second turn that Sergeant Nick Fury was talking about. That first turn is over there, that white spot, that standy spot in front of the base there, and there is a vehicle over there as well, and a couple of bad guys, and those 2 towers, those 2 tanks that are what we're going for. Here's that dirt road Sergeant Nick Fury was talking about, or the dirt path. That'll get you up here, and then you can land your helicopter right near that path. You want to kind of have your helicopter close to you because if something goes radically wrong, you're going to want to have a helicopter to get out of town, because when these guys alert on you, they hunt you fast. So, and then there's a convoy going over there, and this convoy coming past here is the one. Let me show you where that is on the map. This particular convoy pretty much starts off normally over here. All right, and it comes down the road and it goes across the desert and it goes right past Kewanee Bravo. And like I said in a couple of my videos, this is why I was able to get Tier 1 done pretty quick, because this convoy starts off down here, comes up right past Kewanee Bravo, and then continues on forward. He ends up going down there past the Army base too, or the Unidad base. But that very convoy, and they change up. They change up to all the different supplies. It's medical supplies, fuel, food, and something else. I forget what the other thing is. And communications. So they come up with all that stuff, and they keep driving by and showing you and giving you the opportunity to build up all your supplies. Now let me see here. There's I'm gonna have to lay down on my belly here because I don't want to get caught by anybody, helicopters going by or whatever. But I seem to have lost my heavies. There are 2 of them here. There's one right there. Okay, so there's one, and then there's the other one on that gangway, I guess. Now here's the thing is, These guys will, I don't know what he's doing. These guys will be anywhere on this ramp. I've never really seen them come out of this cement slab. I've only seen them stay on the cement slab, but they might walk up to the top of the tanks here too. So you got to keep that in mind. Now, one of the things that I did is, there's two of these guys, but sometimes I couldn't find them. They weren't showing up. They just weren't coming out to play. And what I didn't want to do is I didn't want to have the one heavy guy to see the other heavy guy got shot. So, because then they alert on you and you fail the mission, you got to start from scratch. And that happened to me once or twice. So you want to be careful. So if you can't get the clean shot on both these guys, that's fine. Here's a clean shot on this guy. He's done. Now, this guy I might be able to get. Now, I got cocky here a couple of times, and I got my head handed to me. So you got to be careful. Now, this guy's going to come up the gangway. All right? He's coming up on top of that. But I don't know if he's going to stop. All right, so I got him. All right, so that's great. I got him, and now what I would do during the mission, I fast traveled back to Kawani Bravo right here. So let's go ahead and do that, and I'll catch you on the backside. Okay, here we come back in on Kawani Bravo. What I want to do real quick is take my sniper rifle out and see what's coming down the road. Okay, nobody there. Now, one of the things I do is when I come into Kawani Bravo, I will highlight. They're not going to highlight because I can't have the HUD. But there's a bad guy right here. Got him. And there's a bad guy right here. All right? They may or may not be in this location, but every time I come into Kawani Bravo, I just point my rifle over there and I shoot those two guys because they help with my overall kill distance ratio thing. I'll talk about that. Maybe I'll talk about it in this video. Maybe I'll talk about it in some other video if I don't cover it in this one. So anyways, that was the first mission first. So let me get in the helicopter. I'm going to turn my headlight off, and let's go back into the missions here. So the first mission, just like Sergeant Nick Fury, I went over and nailed those three guys. Let's go into the map and show you where they were again. Let's go to the lithium mine, and the first guy is right here. Now, I was over here. That conveyor belt goes pretty much along, if you follow an imaginary line along this building, it ends up right here. I go over underneath I land over on this side of the conveyor belt. The conveyor belt goes right through here. On this side of the conveyor belt, I come over, I get a clean shot at this heavy, and I knock him out. Then I get in the helicopter and I fly around. This is the second right-hand turn that Sergeant Nick Fury's talking about. This is that first one. You don't want to go here. People are going to highlight on you, and you don't want that. So you come over here and you fly up along this dirt path, and then you keep flying up here, and you see this area right here where it's a crosshair is, and that is a set of bushes and stuff like that. That's where the dirt path comes through, and that's as far as I can zoom in. But this is that big cement slab with the two tanks on it. There's a tank here, and there's a tank right here, and there's gangways and stairs and everything, and scaffolding and stuff all over the place, and the heavies walk around on that. I've never seen them go off of the cement slab, so they're there. You can use your drone. There's no drone that's fun to say. There's no drone jamming device to prevent you from using your drone. So go ahead and use your drone to identify where they are. Make sure they're the heavy guy. You won't get the shield on your display because you can't use your HUD to show you that they are the heavy. And then once you've identified them, wait for your shot, get your shot, make sure nobody alerted on you, and then fast travel back over to Kawani Bravo. That's what I do. I kept going fast traveling back over to Kawani Bravo. Now, the last time I got this done, let me just see if there is indeed a convoy coming our way. So we're going to use this convoy to demonstrate the next part of the mission, the vehicles. If you were over here, we can do that. Let's go ahead and show you. Well, Sergeant Nick Fury showed you. There is a Santa Blanca vehicle over here. There's another one right outside the gate over in this area, or maybe it's here. But there's a Santa Blanca truck here. There's a Santa Blanca truck over here. And if you saw Sergeant Nick Fury's amazing 4th of July fireworks display where he got credit for just one vehicle, yeah, that's it. So there's one. It's just funny to think about it. So there's one over here, and there's one over here, and that gave him credit for one. But what I did is I accidentally was just messing around, and I shot a convoy. When I shot the convoy, I got credit for a kill. Not only did I get credit for a kill, because I shot the truck to stop the convoy. So let's just go out and away over here. We can see the convoy, even if okay, he's coming by here, so I want to be pretty much in this area right here. This is good. Oh, there's the convoy. So we can see the convoy. I don't want to be too close to the convoy. I don't want them highlighting on me, but I do want to stop the convoy to show you what I did. Now, of course, I'm not going to get credit for anything because you already did it. And you also don't need the silencer on for this one, right? You just can't use explosives. So I can't go mine the road with C4 and get the job done that way. I can't believe I missed it. How embarrassing. Okay, so he's gone. And now all we got to do now is stop the truck. So that truck is now stopped. If I'm in tier 1 mode, even if I'm not, I got a one-shot, one-kill thing on this, and he's going to stop. So that's going to be entertaining enough as it is. Now these guys got out of the truck. Now they're not going to highlight anything else like that, but if maybe I put, no, okay, they're there. The guys are there, and they're far enough away where if I shoot them, they're going to go down, and I'm going to get credit for that for a long-distance kill. Now, there's a guy in front of the truck. Now, where are you going to? Missed. There we go. Got another one. My guy should tell me the truck blew up. Oh, I think the truck did blow up. Oh, okay, sometimes the truck will blow up and take the guys with it. Maybe it didn't blow up. All right, so we'll shoot these guys here. I'm really just taking advantage of the fact that you get credit for the kill for the car. And I'm also getting credit for the long distance kill shots, which go to help me.
Escort vehicle destroyed.
Well, there you go. So I would have got credit for that vehicle there. I'm trying to shoot this guy's legs. There we go. Nice. And then we're going to shoot the truck in the back. It's going to blow up the truck in the back. Oh, there's a guy. I see legs underneath the back of the car. Missed. Got him. That's that long. You hear the shot when you hit a person. It makes that noise. All right. So it makes that noise, and then at that particular point, you see there's still a couple of guys out there. I can get credit for those. I missed. There's one. There's two. Thanks for standing up. Oh, I missed him. I think there's still a guy in front of the truck. There was. Okay, these two guys are still there. Thank you for your patience on this. There's one. There's two. Three. I think there's still somebody in front of that truck. There is. There we go. All right, so I guess the only thing I can do now is go fly by and check them out. But anyway, so that's for the vehicles. You want to get the Casablanca. You want to get the Santa Blanca vehicles while they're, if you can, you go on to get them while you got people in the vehicle. And I don't know if anybody's left or not. But I'm not going to worry about it because I'm going to go to the next part of it. This is going to be for the task force challenge. It says, in Kewanee, see, so we're in Kewanee anyway, in Kewanee, without using explosives, kill Santa Blanca soldiers while they are in vehicles. So that's the important thing there. You got to get them while they're in vehicles. And you can use any difficulty at all. You don't have to use super duper, crazy, extreme difficulty. You can use arcade mode, I imagine, at this particular point. I normally play the game in regular mode. I don't normally play it in hardcore mode. So let's go ahead and jump out of the helicopter and try to get a helicopter jump out of this without dying. And down we go. And again, this helicopter here has machine guns on it. So it's a nice helicopter to use. There's also a truck over there in the distance. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. There's a truck with a 50 caliber machine gun on the top, and there's like a boss's truck over there, which is nice too. Pretty fast. Now I'm gonna turn the headlight off right away. And now what I do is I make somebody mad. And what you wanna do, for this other mission, you have to get people mad so that they'll call for backup. You need the backup, all right? As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and put this thing in difficulty. Let's put it back in regular mode. Yes, and then we're also going to accept our options. We're going to put the HUD back on. We're going to make it custom. And you know what? I'm just going to turn everything on for this purpose because I want to be able to see everything I can see for what we're doing. Let's see here. I don't even know what I'm turning on. I'm just turning it all on. All right, so we'll say yes, and we'll take that. All right, so we got everything going, and apparently we're a direct threat to somebody. All right. So with that, what we're going to do is going to come over here to the makeshift runway, and we're going to go for some of these guys that are sitting over here. And we're in regular difficulty now, so we're not in hyper crazy difficulty or anything like that. We're just in regular difficulty. When you're in tier 1 mode, let's go into, see, we got tier 1 mode turned off. When you're in tier 1 mode and you come out of tier 1 mode, it will put you, painfully, it'll leave you in extreme difficulty. So, keep that in mind. What we want to do here is we just want to make these guys mad. All right, shots heard, everybody's going to start asking for help, which is what we want. There, we got to hit a heavy there. Again, there's 2 heavies out here. What we're looking for is we're looking for the orange vehicles to show up on the, and it should be a couple of pickup trucks with the 50 calibers on them, and they should show up on the roadway right below us. There is one. And you want to shoot this with the guys in the truck. You don't want them out of the truck. All right, and here's the other one right there. You want to see those orange X's while these guys are still, that guy got out of the truck. You're not going to get credit for him. All right, so you want to get these guys while they're still in the truck. All right, just keep that in mind. And then you have to get 50 of them for that task force challenge. So let's go ahead and jump out here and check out that challenge. That's the task force challenge, all right? Now in this one here, for the community challenge, everybody already did it, but the deal was to kill Santa block of soldiers with a flashbang. Let me show you how I did that for my part of the participation in the program. Hopefully this helicopter won't kill me again. But anyways, you see the idea. Just tick somebody off, and if you tick them off enough, then you can go ahead and get some enemies showing up, and these enemies showing up will go ahead and give you the vehicles that you can shoot to get those points done. Now, if that helicopter doesn't blow up, it's still flyable. That'd be funny if it doesn't. All right, so what we do over here is, and what was this one for? Let's check that challenge again. For this one here, the Santa Blanca, okay, there's a flashbang deal. Now, I think that I already whacked these guys, so they're already done. Yeah, there's nobody over here, so I'm gonna have to fast travel back to the base I'm already at. Okay, come back into Quani Bravo. These are the missions that I just absolutely hate because, you gotta get this guy with, you have to get, there's 2 of them right over there. Now, they're not always in the same place, but, they're close. And the first thing I want to do is make sure I put a suppressor on because that's going to make things really nasty. You kind of need to know where your flashbang is. There's a flashbang there. And I need to get up to this guy. You can crawl right up to these guys, by the way. So, I'm just hiding behind the salt pile. And then I'm still hiding. All right, that guy's walking. I don't want him. I guess it'd be nice if they both came over to the same place at the same time. There we go. All right, so both of these guys are incapacitated. Now, both of those guys would have counted. All right, so there's the, throw a couple of flashbangs out there, make sure they're blinded, and there you go. Mission working for you. So that was a flashbang mission right there. Throw the flashbang while they're blinded by the flashbang. You kill them off. Done. And then, of course, the guys in the vehicle. You know how to use the helicopter for that. And for this Solo 3 on El Gato and the real El Gato, I got to tell you what I did for that one there is I used my artificial intelligence guys to kill off all the other enemies in the area. I used artificial, because you can't shoot them. You have to use close quarter combat. You can't shoot anybody. And you have to get El Gato. And in order to do that, I had to get my artificial guys to kill off everybody else, and then I could go in and finish the mission, which is pretty much how I played the game anyway. So it was kind of entertaining for me to do that. So with that, that'll wrap up this week's missions. I hope I covered everything, and if not, feel free to ask me questions below or make comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you so desire. And until I catch you in the next video, take care and be well.